Hey guys, welcome. I am talking today about the upcoming full moon and partial lunar eclipse that we're going to be having on November the 19th, which is this coming Friday in 2 days. And the opportunities and the energies that are basically already present and that this full moon and this lunar eclipse is bringing with it. So this is going to be the longest lunar eclipse in, I believe, several hundred years. It's supposed to last around three and a half hours, if I know, or if I'm remembering correctly. So this is definitely the longest lunar eclipse that we will have had in a really, really long time. And the fact that it is so long is what is making it so much more potent and so much more intense in terms of the energy that is coming in, because that window of opportunity or that window is open a lot longer than usual or than it has been with previous eclipses. So there's 5 kind of main opportunities that I wrote down that I was picking up on that's coming in for us right now. And these are opportunities that we're going to need to pay attention to. I also want to mention that when it comes to this particular lunar eclipse and full moon, the energy of it will be felt 5 days prior to it happening. So this week we were and are currently feeling the sort of the prelude to the main culmination point, which will be on Friday. And then 5 days after the eclipse, we will also be feeling the intensity still and the energy of it very powerfully, which means that a lot of circumstances and things are going to shift basically within these 2 weeks. So this week and next week. Huge shifts energetically. And I think in a lot of different areas for people in their lives. So let's get into it. The 5 different opportunities that I was picking up on that's coming in. The very first one, of course, is spiritual growth. Spiritual growth is definitely activated big time by this eclipse. It is opening us up to become more conscious, to become more aware of ourselves, of our lives, the details of our lives, also about our relationships and a lot of different things. So the spiritual awareness is going to be certainly amplified. I think a lot more people are going to be waking up as a result. I know I certainly am feeling the shift myself and just feeling this ascension process happening within me, which is super cool. So pay attention to that. And I'm going to give the other opportunities and how you're going to be able to do that, because it will be important. And everything that I list here is really something that we should be doing, I think, now this week. Definitely Friday is going to be, like I said, a culmination point, a huge peak of energy. So Friday would definitely be the most potent. And I believe for Northern America and for the US, we're going to be experiencing it around 2:30 a.m. So it will be visible on our hemisphere here. So we will see it, of course, weather permitting, and if it's not cloudy, then we will have an opportunity. But like I said, it's going to be at 2:30 in the morning. So, but that is definitely going to be like the peak of the energy. So spiritual ascension and growth is going to be a massive component of this energy, is a massive component of it. It's already here. It's already present. It's already shifting us. So that's awesome. That's good news. It's really good news. Now, with that being said, though, there's also going to be like the how. So with every single opportunity that I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you a how as well, in terms of how to actually gain the most benefit from the energies and from these opportunities that are coming in for us. So when it comes to spiritual growth and ascension opportunities, the how is going to be all about going within. So how do we connect to that energy on a much deeper level? Well, that's going to be through silencing the mind. So meditation, going within, really quieting these down, like quiet the thoughts down as much as possible so that you could really get into your heart space and really feel energetically this light code. It's light codes, it's different energies and light codes that are coming in specifically that we can now harness and integrate into our cells and DNA, literally. But it's going to take silencing the mind, getting out of ego, and really being focused on heart center to be able to capture the energy coming in. So that'll be very helpful, specifically Friday. Please, please, please meditate on Friday if you love yourself, because you're not going to want to miss the energy coming in. Now, and possibly insights, of course. Not possibly, tons and tons of insights actually usually come in during this time if you are able to get out of your head and get out of your own way and just make space to hear the messages. So opportunity number 2 is going to be all about setting intentions. So there's going to be a huge opportunity to set some really positive intentions for yourself moving forward. We are at the end of the year at this point, so moving into, we have about a month and a half left of this year. So this is going to be a really, really good time with this eclipse right at the end of this year to help us finish on finished projects and really launch some things that we wanted to launch that perhaps we have been procrastinating on or just didn't have enough motivation to get going on. So setting those intentions, and I'm going to suggest you to write them down. Definitely write down your intentions for the upcoming year. So for 2022, what do you intend on experiencing? That's what I really mean by writing your intentions. It's not enough just to say like, oh, I want this or I want that and I would love for this to happen or for that to happen. It's more of like really go within heart space, really go within yourself and allow yourself to really feel into your intentions. Like, what do I genuinely feel like I want to be doing next year? What do I genuinely feel like I want to pursue or accomplish? It's that kind of thing. And that's a heart connection that needs to happen. It's not a logical one, because when we set intentions, you can't set an intention from the mind. It has to come from the heart, because when you set it from the heart, you wrap the intention with that energy coming from your heart space, which is extremely powerful. And when you put that energy out and your intentions out through this lens, not this one, this is going to amplify it like times a bazillion, right? It's going to really intensify it. It's going to make it so much more real and raw and authentic. And that is what the universe loves. And that is what the universe is constantly asking us to be as humans, because the universe is raw and real and authentic, but we are not. And that is obviously from conditioning and lots of different things. So really, really make sure that your intention setting is coming from your heart space, not from the mind, and set those intentions, like I said. And you can do some intentions for the rest of this year even, like what do I want to finish, and really feel into it, and like ask your angels and your guides for support and for help to finish or to get going or to get started on something that you really felt you needed to do still in this year before we head into 22. And then also set your intentions for 22 for the following year. So last thing with the setting intentions is that it's going to be very, very important that you read it out loud. I was getting this like a bell going off in my head, like, make sure you mention this, Kata, because people need to understand that we have to say it out loud. When I write my intentions down, first I meditate upon them, I go into my heart space, I really feel about what I want to materialize in my life, and then I read it out loud, like I say it out to the universe, because in doing so, you're going to, again, the gates are so wide open right now that what we say out into the ether is really getting an opportunity to reach those really high vibe fields and areas of our existence. And therefore it's like it hooks into that energy and then pulls it and actually brings it into your life. So it's just a really, really cool process when you say it out loud. It makes a very, very big difference versus just thinking it or just feeling it. And moving on to number 3. So the third opportunity that was coming up was that something expected is going to be coming into your life. So in this week and next week, and of course the months following and the weeks following, there's going to be huge shifts, like big, big, big shifts. And those shifts are going to bring some unexpected things in our lives. So for some people, it's going to be super, super abrupt endings. For some people, it's going to be super abrupt beginnings. It's just going to be all of a sudden like, boom, there it is in your face. And here we go, starting a new thing. And for others, it's going to be boom, there it is in your face, full on reality, full disclosure, and it's like, yeah, the truth sucks. But at least now you know, and something can end. So these kind of things are definitely going to be also happening right now. I'm saying these because then if you have an awareness that some things are potentially going to end or begin, and actually with most endings, there's always a new beginning. So with those endings and beginnings, that opportunity is here right now. So we need to stay present to these opportunities, and we also need to be aware of them. And I think this is why the intention setting that I mentioned earlier is going to be really important. Like, what do you want to unexpectedly maybe show up in your life? Is it money? Is it a relationship? Is it friends? Is it, support or love or whatever, right? It's think about those things, because these are all going to be connected. Now, the opportunity for this unexpected something to come in, the how for that is, how are you going to connect yourself so that these unexpected things can come in? Well, that's by staying open and detached. So remember earlier I was saying about setting intentions. So how you set those intentions is by reading them out loud, or like you set the intentions, but then the how is you physically read it out loud. Now in this case, staying open and detached is we have to know what we want in life, but then we also have to detach from it at that same time. And I know that's kind of like an oxymoron sometimes, like how does that even work? But it does work. So if I want an awesome relationship in my life, then I need to put it out to the universe that this is my intention, to connect with, a soul who is perfect for me, and someone who is aligned with me and aligned with my values and my beliefs, and that kind of thing. And then I put that out there, but then I let it go. I detach from it. I don't want to put like expectation on it or anything like that, because that actually prevents it from coming in. That's me saying that I'm not trusting that it's coming in if I'm expecting it. You put the intention out, yes, but then you have to be able to let it go. And that part can be really difficult and challenging for a lot of people, including myself. It's something that I've struggled with, because we oftentimes think, and I think there's a lot of misconception about manifesting out there, that we think that if we really want something, then you got to like go crazy about it and constantly be thinking about it and like obsessing about it in your mind. But it's actually completely the opposite. I find that if I truly want something to come into my life, then what I have to do is I put the intention out to the universe that yes, this is what I want. And then I say, thank you so much for this already being in my life. And then I let it go. I don't create expectation around it anymore, because if you do, then you're saying to the universe, like, okay, I want this, here's my order, but I don't really believe I'm going to get it. So I'm going to keep expecting it, because it's like, you better show up now, because I put the intention out, right? There's like an anxiety or like a stress around that. Like, it doesn't feel comfortable for me, and it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like I'm allowing that something to flow into my life with ease, because I'm trying to control it. So release the control. Stay open and detached. And it is something you will have to practice. Trust me. Number 4 is there's also going to be an opportunity for new beginnings. And this is so exciting. I saw this new beginnings for career, for relationships is a huge one. Like, relationships are really, really highlighted for this eclipse, particularly. And I thought that was very interesting, but I feel like a lot of soulmates and a lot of twin flames and a lot of people that are supposed to connect are going to connect. And I think that's happening because the universe is like bridging the gap. It's bringing people together that truly are meant to be on a mission together, that have learning and growing to do with each other. And that's beautiful and that's wonderful, because who doesn't want a relationship that is going to be fulfilling but also allows you to grow at the same time? So it presents just enough challenges and just enough little things in there that will really help you to evolve as a human being and become a better person. So new beginnings is definitely something that is coming in with this eclipse. Like I said, mostly in relationships, but it really is, it could be any area of your life, work, job, children, all kinds of things. friendships. The how for this new beginnings is how do we make that actually happen, or how do we have that come into our lives, is by taking action. So we have to take action to make it happen. So if you want a new relationship in your life, like, are you open to that? Are you taking action? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you going on dating apps, or just trying to, find different ways to socialize and to meet people? Like, take action, because without the action, it's not going to happen. Right? If you don't reach out, or if you don't make that phone call, or that text message, you will never know. You will never know. If there is already someone in your life that perhaps you've been thinking about, or thinking about reaching out to, then reach out, because you will not know whether that could be something really amazing for you or not. And it's okay if it's not, right? It's always about the learning. It's always about understanding what my options are, and what I can accomplish. So take action, make it happen. And number 5 is opportunity for healing. The healing that is present, the energy that is supporting healing right now, is like off the charts. Off the charts. It's so amazing, because I think this is so needed. So many people are hurting in so many different ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And this energy is bringing in so much healing for us, and so much light energy that is going to help shift a lot of heavy and dark energy out of our system. So the how for this is letting go. So it's the ability to let go. It's our willingness to let go. That's what is going to really help and help facilitate this healing. For example, so like, if you know about yourself that you have bad eating habits, that's a physical, healing that can happen for you by detoxing, by recognizing that I need to really change my diet. I need to really, up my game when it comes to what I put in my body, because I've been ignoring it. I haven't been paying attention to it enough. And I know that I have bad habits, and I know that I'm not the ideal weight, or I'm not the ideal shape that I would like to be, right? So that's one example. Another example for like emotional healing and emotional release is an opportunity to release and let go. So crying, letting it out, really sitting with yourself. And if there is something that's just been bubbling under the surface for a really long time, I think it's important that you just let it go, let it out. Take this time, take the opportunity right now for healing that is here for you. It's present. And ride that wave. And you ride the wave by going into silence, by going into meditation, and allowing that healing to happen, allowing those tears to come forth, and for you to release them. Once it's rolling down your face, it is out of your body. That emotion, that feeling, that sadness, that sorrow, whatever it is, that is now out of your body, and you will feel so much better. And I feel like healing and like crying and releasing right now is going to yield tremendous results. Like big results, bigger than usual. It's not going to be like the usual healing and like, okay, I cried and I feel better and that's great. No, it's really going to be a lot deeper, and you're going to feel that. You're going to feel this